Carrie here from Homestead How. Welcome to our homestead. In today's video, we're heading out into the woods and we're going to do some night photography and we're going to show you how we do it. We're not experts, but you can learn with us. We've done a lot of night photography on our channel and we're going to show you how we do it in today's episode. Jen and I are going to go outside with my new camera and we're going to do some night photography. I've been doing this now for a little while. I'm just learning as I go, and Jen wanted to learn how to do it, so we figured, our name of our channel is Homestead How, learn with us. We figured we'd show you guys too, so we're going to go outside, take some night shots, show Jen how to do it, show you guys how to do it. One of the great things about living on a homestead is we have an amazing view above us every single night. There's no light pollution. We have beautiful stars to look at, so we're going to show you that right now.
Lots of snow on the ground.
I thought it was going the other way, Jen.
It's not as pretty as it was.
It came up. I thought it was going down.
That's what she said.
See, now this is the tricky part. Can you even see me on there?
Uh-huh.
This is the tricky part, is the moon distracts from some of the stars. We'll try to take some of these. So look, we got our fancy tripod.
If you guys can tell, he's whispering. We have guests up in our rental right now, so we're trying to be a little bit quiet, but he wanted to show me this.
Okay, so you can you see me?
Yes.
You can do night photography with any sort of like DSLR camera, any camera where you can put it into manual mode. This is probably going to be way too bright now.
Oh my.
Okay, I'll turn that off. So I'm going to put this camera into manual mode. You guys can figure that out on your own camera. It's pretty easy. Boop, 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 boop. And when it's in manual mode, we can change everything, like the aperture, the f-stop, how long the lens is open. That's the main thing with night photography is, normally when you take a picture, it just goes click, and it's open for like 1 second. But when you take a picture of the stars, it's so dark, you need to leave the camera shutter open for a long time. Like maybe like 20 seconds you have to leave it open so that light can come in. If you imagine back in the olden days when you'd see like in the Wild West where they'd take a picture and everyone had to sit still, it's kind of like that. You got to have a really good tripod and you got to have a camera that you can put in manual mode. So we're going to see up here there's some stars away from the moon. I'm going to set my tripod up like this. Pull this up here a little bit so we can see it. Right now we're at 1.3 seconds and we have a 24 millimeter lens on our camera. When you hear those different lenses, that's the length of the lens like this. We have like an 800 millimeter lens. It's like this. It's like a telescope and that'll zoom in. This is a good wide lens so we get a nice wide open area. So we have this set. It's a 24 millimeter prime lens. The only thing we're going to play around with it on is the zoom, which is right here. That, and then we're going to change this. So right now, Jen, this is set to 1.3 seconds, which will do like nothing for us. If we just take a picture like that, that lens just opened for the aperture just opened for 1.3 seconds. Now if we go to preview it, it's just a dark picture of Jen in the car. It's just a dark picture. 1.3 seconds, right? Okay, so we're going to change that. And we can change that with this little dial over here.
And every camera is different, right? So people got to figure out which one.
Right here, I can change it. You see that number changing? Now it'll stay open for 2.4 seconds. The cool thing with my camera is it has a digital preview of what it looks like. So see how that's getting brighter? This is estimating what it's going to take. Like even though the sky's not getting brighter, that's at 20 seconds, and you can start to see some of those stars in there. If we just have it at like 4 seconds, it's not open enough, and it's not letting enough light in. We have this at 1.4, and the ISO is set to 50. The ISO is the amount of white that's let in. And if I click this button on here, you can change it. I always put it on auto, or when I'm doing night photography, I usually have it like around 400 or 600. You can have it way brighter than that. The higher this number, the brighter it'll be, but then you get noise, it's called. It'll be little specks on the screen. So we're just going to leave it on auto for now and see what happens. Right now we have it at 15 seconds and auto. So now the last thing I want to do is focus this. That's different on every camera, but I have a little focus ring here. Now we got it. This is the problem, Jen. Every time you hit this button, you gotta wait 15 seconds. So when I'm out here and you're like, what the heck's he doing out there for 3 hours? It's because one photo takes 15 seconds and then you'll do it and it'll still be blurry.
Oh, let's see.
And it'll still be off. And then you gotta sit there and adjust the focus and you gotta change the number of seconds and you gotta up the ISO and you gotta change the aperture setting. You gotta keep tweaking. Because the moon's right there. I can't just set this and come out here every night and say, oh, 15 seconds, ISO 400, and I'll get the same shot. The moon's there right now.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's not that great though, Jen.
Oh my gosh, you guys can't see this on the camera, but it is awesome.
So you'd think,
Oh my gosh.
you'd think, oh, it's dialed in now. Just leave it at that and write that down and come out here tomorrow. Are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening.
It's not going to work because the moon's right there and it's casting light over that way. Or you might have clouds. So every night you got to tweak it a little bit. So it's always cool to get something in the foreground. That's why I have those trees right there. But we weren't focused. That was really blurry. I don't know why it's not letting me focus, Jen. How do you focus this camera?
That looks amazing.
I got to change this to, I got this on autofocus. You want it on manual focus. So I'm going to change this real quick. We change that to manual focus. On autofocus, the camera's focusing it. This camera is really good at autofocus, but during the day, not at night. So watch, we're going to change this now. This is the cool part. Can you see that? See how blurry that is? Mm-hmm. Now see how clear it is? Mm-hmm. Blurry, clear, blurry, clear. You can hone it in perfectly. So right about there is good. Now I'm going to click it. I'm going to let go because you don't want to shake the camera. And it's going to take 15 seconds. So now we got to count down 15 seconds to see what that looks like. The other cool thing with night photography is this is just one dumb picture, right? I mean, it might look pretty cool, especially if you have the Milky Way or something like that. It's harder tonight because we have the moon out. Once I get that picture, I can then set up a time lapse. And I can set this camera to take a picture every 18 seconds. It's doing it 15 seconds, but I would do 18 to give the camera some time to process. And I'll automatically have this go for 3 hours. Every 18 seconds, take another picture, take another picture. And then you'll see, as the Earth is rotating, you'll see the stars moving.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't looked at that, he's done really awesome ones already.
Okay, so that one's done. That's not the preview yet. You got it. This is the preview of what's on there now. Oh. So I got to click this button. That was the preview.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's too bright, so now we have to adjust.
No stars.
The ISO was at 250, so either the ISO's too high, the moon's out, the seconds were too high. So now we're gonna reduce the seconds a little bit, which is nice so we don't have to wait so long.
Yes, but if it looks like that, why doesn't it look like that when you take the picture?
Because this is just a rough estimate. It's really hard for the camera to know what it's going to look like after being open for 15 seconds. It's just taking its best guess. Okay, so I just went from 15 seconds to 10 seconds. I'm going to check my focus one more time. Just like that, and now I'm going to press it. You can also get a remote for these. The biggest thing is you don't want to shake your camera. You got to have a really good tripod, because if you hit this button and the camera's shaking it all when it starts to take the picture, it's just going to be all blurry. It has to be completely still. Now we have to wait 10 seconds instead of 15 seconds. The last one was a little bit too bright. Be fun to take some pictures of the moon now with that other lens. So that was a little bit better. It's still a little bit bright. And you see where the brightness is on this side? That's the moon side. So the moon is kind of affecting things.
Wow. Yes, but I'm looking up. Probably people on camera can't see, but is that Mars up there? It's kind of orange.
Here's how you know. I don't know. I want to learn where all the stars are, and I don't know anything. If you go in here and you get this little Star Walk app, which is freaking amazing and completely free, it tells you everything. This is one of the first. I got this app when we first moved here because I came out and I was amazed by what it looked like. Watch this. Can you see that on the little screen?
A little bit.
So if you go here, it says the moon's right there. Well, there's the moon right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you go right here, you said, is that Mars right there?
Yeah.
You go right
Probably
here.
Can't see it on
You're
camera.
absolutely right. That's Mars right there.
You guys can't see it on camera, but there's Mars up there.
Uranus. Is it Uranus or Uranus?
It's Uranus.
Uranus is right next to it, but I can't see it. I can't see it with my eyes.
It's Uranus.
But that's Mars right there. And
hey, I was right.
This is the track of the moon is going to go this way. So if we came out here in a couple hours, the moon would
let me
be
see
like
your
right
thing.
here. You want to see the Mars thing?
Yeah.
Right there it says Mars.
Wait, let's get in. Oh my gosh.
That's Mars, and it's there. It's so cool. You just move this around, and then it tells you where everything
Okay,
is.
what is that app called?
Star Walk 2.
Star Walk.
Completely free.
Okay. I'll have to get that on my phone, because I just looked up. You guys can't see it, but there is Mars up there. You can go over here. Here is the moon. It is a full moon. It's absolutely beautiful.
Normally when I do this, like, remember when we drove by before, Jen, the moon was way down?
Yeah.
And now it's there's so much light with the clouds that it messes things up. It's harder to get a really good shot. Should we try to take a picture of the moon real quick?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if it'll even... It screwed up last time when I tried to do the moon. So now the moon is tricky because it's so bright. And look, come here, look.
My feet are freezing.
This is the crazy part. You see how light that is? Our umbrella on our table, look at right here. You can't even see it. It's so dark, but there's just a little tinge of light coming through my office window right here. There's just a little tinge of light coming through that office window. And because this is open for 5 seconds, it's going to illuminate that thing. So I've done this before and it's really fun. You could turn all the lights off in the office and you could literally put a little candle that's hardly putting out any light to the human eye, but you take a picture on here and it'll look like the whole office is lit up. I did that in our greenhouse a long time ago. So now because I'm taking a picture of the moon and it's pretty bright over there, I'm going to change this down to, let's say, 1.6 seconds. And now I'm going to focus. I got to move my focus over to the moon. See that? Pretty sweet. This is zooming in so that I can really get a good focus. It gets really messy with the moon though because it's so bright.
No, back the other way because you see the... Yeah, like that, because you see the clouds.
Now I'm going to click it, and it's only going to take 1.6 seconds now because it's so much brighter.
Okay.
Okay, look, it's going to show it in a second. That's a pretty cool picture.
Oh, wow.
We'll have to show that on the screen.
Yeah, this is not doing justice.
Come here, look at this real quick. Might go like this. If I get a star in there.
Mars.
We could do Mars. I don't see any stars. Oh, there's one. Focus it. Look how cool that looks. So, that was a quarter of a second that was open. That was a quarter of a second. Look at that picture. It's pretty cool. You can see the corner of the house. It looks like the office light is completely lit up, but it's not. There's just a computer light on there, and then you can see a couple of the stars. When you do it like this, and you get something in the foreground, like a house or something, it makes the picture look really cool. All right, Jen came back in because she's cold. I'm going to go out one more time because the moon looks amazing. We bought this lens on Amazon a couple of years ago. This is a 500 millimeter lens. So I'm learning. I don't know hardly anything about cameras, but I know the higher the number, the longer the lens. This is like a telescope. I took a really cool picture of the moon last year. I'm going to hook it up to my camera and see if I can get one shot of the moon real quick. This has zoom. This camera is a prime lens, it doesn't zoom. This one zooms and it has focus, but it's basically like a telescope and the moon will fill up the whole thing and get an amazing shot. The moon is huge and super bright, there's no clouds. I want to take a quick picture, I'll show you that, and then I'll show you guys some of the other night photography videos and pictures and time lapses we've taken over the years. And if you like this kind of stuff, please leave a comment down below, we'll do more videos like this. And be sure to watch our channel because at the end of every video, we're using our new camera. We show you our favorite photograph of the day. Yesterday was one of our girls. The day before was a night time lapse. And in the next video, it's probably going to be this moon shot I'm about to get.
Okay. That's crazy.
Let's go see if I can get a shot of the moon before I freeze.
I already took my gloves off. I'm freezing, but I want to see what he's doing out there, so just give me a second. Let's see what he's doing. What do you got so far?
I don't know, dumb luck. I've used this lens once before and it took me forever to get the moon in there and focus. And it's just like, look at,
oh my gosh.
You can see it on there. It's just right in there. Now I could still change the zoom and focus on here, so I don't want to screw it too much. But
wow.
There it's.
Yeah, you really can't see it on this movie, but holy cow.
Are you sure you can't see it on there?
No, look. See, it looks very shiny.
I'll show it on the screen.
But that's awesome. Yeah, he'll take a picture of it, but...
Oh, this thing rotates. I don't know. Does that do anything? So this isn't a great time lapse. I think I had some fog on the lens, so I'm going to try again, but here's a little moon time lapse I took. It was so cold out, I think my lens fogged up there, so I'll have to be more careful. Here's another time lapse we did a few weeks ago going from day to night. Here's a few that didn't turn out too great, but I thought I'd include. It's also fun taking pictures of, say, a house at night with just a few lights on. The following shots I took back in 2017 with my Nikon DSLR camera. It was a pretty inexpensive camera, but took some pretty good shots. And then I used a computer program called Timelapser for Mac to combine all of those photos into a little video like you see here. Thanks a lot for watching. Please leave a comment down below. Please subscribe and let me know if you have any questions about taking night photography. We hope to do more videos like this in the future.